Hey friends, Sakan here, and I wanted to talk to you about a difficult subject, about something that happened to me last Friday during our sparring session. So as you can tell from the title of the video, that I got knocked out. So this is the first time that I ever been knocked out unconscious, and it was from a head kick. So I was sparring, it was the last round of sparring at the end of a very long day of teaching and training. I was very tired, and my sparring partner, Mop, he's probably one of the biggest Thai guys I've ever seen, around 90 kilograms, maybe edging towards 100 kilograms. Definitely shouldn't have been sparring him, but we had a round before, and he showed me enough control that I was feeling comfortable that I could spar with him. And about midway through the round, we were in the clinch. We broke off from the clinch, and he threw a snap head kick with his right leg, and my hands were down and just caught me clean on the neck and the jawline, and the music just went woo. And when I came to, I was sort of just in this kneeling position, my back to the wall and surrounded by my teammates, who had a very concerned look on their faces. I had trouble figuring out where I was and what time it was, and I ended up asking them, what happened, and they informed me that I got knocked out. About 5 seconds, I was unconscious, and I asked them if my head had bounced off the ground. They said no. Luckily, I rounded my shoulders and did a semi-break fall, and I was able to push myself up without assistance. Of course, I don't remember any of that. Anyway, for myself, I felt completely embarrassed and upset and disappointed and the fact that I got careless and that I allowed this to happen. Knockouts in sparring should never happen, to be honest, and I've spent many years trying to develop an environment of safe sparring within core combat. And since handing the sparring and the MMA class to my assistant coach, Dong, the environment has changed a little bit, and I wasn't well prepared. So this sparring round, again, the reason why I was upset is because I got so careless. The reason why I was upset is because I got so careless, and I trusted Mop, who's way over my weight class, to protect me, to control his power. But as you know, you can't trust your training partners, and it's a difficult lesson learned. From what we all gathered is that it wasn't intentional. He wasn't doing it out of malice or to prove himself or to anyone else. It was just sort of one of those twitch responses and a quick shot, and I didn't have my hands up, of course, at the time, and it knocked me out. For me, what's the most important thing is to ensure that it never happens again. So we talked to the other coaches, and we'll have a talk with him about control and ensure that it doesn't happen again. If anything close to it like that comes and happens, then we'll definitely have to ban him from sparring. But in regards to that, after Mop was very concerned about my health and well-being, he stayed around to make sure I was okay, asked if I needed to go to the hospital, and he's a good guy overall. So we want to give him a chance, and perhaps it was just a mishap and one of those accidental lapses in control. I need to make sure that I recover. So what I've done is I've taken a week of medical leave from my work, from my teaching, from my training, and to just make sure that I don't re-injure myself. I'm not going to hold pads. I'm not going to do any rigorous exercise. Most importantly, I'm not going to spar. I'm probably not going to spar for another 6 months. I don't have any concussion-like symptoms, After the knockout, I didn't have any dizziness or nausea or memory loss or any severe memory loss, that's to say. I knew where I was. I had my bearings about me. The only thing I had is like fogginess the day after, but more of that was to lack of sleep. And I'm just watching very carefully, so making sure I don't add more to the injury. So it's been a difficult experience, difficult to accept, but my students have been very supportive and been very caring. They're making sure, to check up on me. My wife's been very supportive, and I really needed this time off, and it's a good opportunity for me to change my perspective when it comes to combat sports. I'm getting older, and I think the driving force behind me sparring and training so hard was just ego and toughness and trying to keep up with the young guns. And I don't need to do that anymore. I've proven myself well enough, and the lessons I've learned here is, number one, that you can't trust your training partners. You can't trust your sparring partners. You have to ensure your own safety. You have to protect yourself at all times. It was my fault for trusting Mop, him being so big, or trusting him with my health and safety, trusting that he wouldn't use his power or his force, right? It's my responsibility. I should have declined. I'm upset for being so careless, but it's a lesson that hopefully I'll never forget. Number two, if I do spar again, I'm not going to spar with anybody, way above my weight class. Maybe 2 weight classes above me, that's the maximum, that's the limit, because I really can't afford to take these risks anymore. Brain health is something super important to me. It's not just the physical, but what's going on upstairs. I've got a family to take care of. I've got a wife, a daughter. I've got a career. I've got a community of martial artists worldwide and locally that are depending on me. So I really have to protect myself and my future career. So tough lesson learned, and I really hope it doesn't happen to you or to your teammates. Please protect yourself at all times. Use the utmost care when sparring. Don't spar anyone that's heavier than you, and develop that level of trust if you are going to spar. But I hope this gives you some perspective, and that this will help protect you in the future. So really appreciate you listening to me. I'll give you an update on my condition. So far so good. No permanent issues right now. But you never know what might happen in the future. But thank you all, and wish you the best.